Anna. Most of you probably know me. Hello, Kath. Good to see you. The Drawing Pig. Oh my gosh, that's a great name. Hello. Yeah. Hello, hello. Hey, Laura. Sunny's Studio? Sunny's Studio? Hi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Hey, Amanda. Kath, there you are. Oh my gosh, it's so fun to see you guys show up. I never know, there's kind of this, if I push play, if I push live, is anybody gonna show up? So it's really fun. Oh, you guys are so cool. Claire, hello, hello. Some of you, SSSHELLSS. I'm not gonna try and say that out loud, but hi. Oh, look at that from, I'm gonna guess that's Russian. Hi, how are you? Okay, hello Natasha, I see you over there. Okay, we're creeping up to about 30 people. That's fantastic. Okay, so, hola. Oh, shells with extra S's. Okay, I was going in the wrong place. I like it. I like it. Oh, Laura says, thanks for doing this, with the sale going on. It's really cool. This is my job. This is so cool that I get to chit chat with you guys. And Grant, yes, I remember. Wait, Grant. We've had Grant Hudak. Woohoo, there we go. And what's funny is around the warehouse, our little mascot that we have several of now is an owl. So it was so funny when you're like, oh, because we do that. We're in the warehouse when everybody's happy. It's like, oh, when something good happens, it's like, oh. So I don't know why I suddenly seem to go dark. Okay. Oh, it's if I'm looking at text. Oh, this is a new thing that Instagram is changing. Oh, it makes it so, it makes it so that Corey's, if you saw the last live when Corey had stripes going this way and the white text kept going over his white stripes and he couldn't read a darn thing. Oh, that's a nice little trick. There we go. I love your products. Amazing. Thank you. Brittany says I have a dream job. Yeah. I do. It's fun. Oh, come on. Let me see some of these comments. Come on. It went away. There we go. Rhea, if you didn't have any time to do, I didn't know if you would have any time to do live this week. You know what, you guys? I think because there's so many questions and stuff, I'm really feeling like I need to do one every day. Oh my God, look, my nails match my blouse. That is so trippy when that happens. I did not do it on purpose. I was just like, oh, this is a nice color. Oh, I look beautiful today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because some days, you just wake up and you're like, ooh, it's not a pretty day. All right. Okay, so we've got placed first order yesterday. Yay, good job. This is why we do the sale, is to get people who are because I do realize that our products are an investment. And so some, especially when we're used to shopping for, I do it too. Where's the lowest price? What can I get for the lowest price? And we just can't compete price wise. It's because we put so much, we invest so much in the company and in our products and the ingredients in the oil. A lot of companies use less expensive oils, and jojoba is very, 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 very important because under the microscope it looks almost identical to body oil. And so for me, jojoba has to be the first ingredient. And with how much it is per gallon compared to when you can buy some of these oils at $3 a gallon, and we're spending almost $100 a gallon on jojoba, it makes a difference, and it makes it so we cannot compete price-wise that way, because I am bound and determined to create the very, very best products for all of our customers and our followers, and give you guys that education that you need for doing your nails and getting to the point where you get to decide. When you get to decide how long you want your nails to be, that is so, so exciting. So anyway, there we go. Okay, so today this is one of the 2 weeks. You know how I get on and I'm like, I am not here to sell you anything. Well, this is one of those weeks. I kind of am. I am here to tell you guys how awesome these products are. And sometimes you look at them on the website and you're like, I don't know, do I really need that? Okay, so I'm going to start with our Miracle Mat, because in terms of doing your nails, it's absolutely critical to protect your work surface. I know you guys know that. And when I was coming up with the Miracle Mat, which looks like this, come on, focus, and mine is nice and dirty, which is it's well loved. We had one gal when I was creating it, and I was telling her about it, the fact that it's going to have these raised edges. So I want to do this so you guys can see. So this raised edge, I paid a lot of money to create my own mold to have this done. And can you see the raised edges of the create and contain circles? So there was a lady, and when I was telling her about it, she's like, oh my gosh. She goes, that would be so awesome, because the only place in my house that I can actually paint my nails is sitting on the toilet and painting my nails on my tile bathroom counter. And I'm like, oh my God, that is not a comfortable chair. The least comfortable chair you can find in the house. So I was super excited about this. And the best thing with this raised edge, which was really important to me, is we work with acetone. We work with something that, and acetone is way better, as many of you know. It's way better than non-acetone removers, because it works faster, so it's actually less drying. But we have acetone spills too. Most of the time it's a spill and it's a catch the bottle before you've like glugged the entire bottle, but you've still ruined your wood surface. So I have actually poured 1/4 cup of acetone on this, and it's caught, the raised edges have caught it. So for me, that's really powerful. How did Christine Reyes says, how did Christine Simply Nailogical contribute to the mat? Her little wisdom and advice was the create and contain circles, because as I was talking to her, and she goes, you know what, Anna, what would be really cool is if you could make the mat so that it has little dips in it, little wells for holding paint or water or blah. And I was like, oh my gosh, Christine, you are making this project more expensive by the minute. But as I started talking to other bloggers, and then I started thinking about doing this raised edge, and I was like, oh, I can do raised circles. And so in a way, it's a different thing, but I created the same thing of what she was looking for. So this is really cool because it holds acetone, it holds water, and the biggest thing is it holds all of those, especially for those of us who invest in Swarovski rhinestones. Those babies are expensive and they hop like fleas, so they get lost in your carpet. So this was important to me, and I just posted a video where you can see how the circles actually hold those. The mat does too, but the circles help even more, especially with those tiny little caviar beads. Those will roll away like nobody's business. So that's why. And then we have a testing area for testing your stamping, whether you want to test, like a lot of times colors, you want to see how does it look on black and how does it look on white. And then that way you can tell of if I put it on a dark shade, doesn't have to be black, but if I'm going to put it on a dark shade, is this stamping polish or any other polish that you're using, is it gonna look nice? So that's a really nice way to test it without making a big old mess all over your nails and then going, oh, I hate it, I have to start all over. And then this is the most important part, and it's unfortunately now being copied. Or I guess that's fortunately, because isn't imitation the highest form of flattery? So there we go. Anyway, these are the nail grids, and they're not, you won't see, I'm doing more videos, but you don't see a lot of bloggers actually doing it for the purpose that I did, which was to measure your nail. I want you to be able to create a decal that's the right size of your nail. And so you have the length here, and for those of us who have wider nails like mine, this is a good grid, which is why I have the wider side. And then for those of you with, and actually this is, I did a poll in a face group in our Pacific Northwest Polish Addicts. We have such a long name. Anyway, it's a group on Facebook, and you have to live in the Pacific Northwest to be part of it. But I said, oh, you guys, email me, take a little measuring tape and email me from side to side the width of your fingernails. I want to know your pinky, your index finger, and your thumb. And they were great. They sent those to me. And so that's how those grids happen. That's the measurement of the woman with the smallest nail. It was literally that small. And then for me, like, I have thumbs that are actually even wider than that. So that is why we have pinkies, your fingers, and then also your thumbs. So what it does is it makes it so that you can make a decal that's exactly the size of your nail, and you're gonna make it longer so that then you can then you have a lifting and a peeling spot. But you don't want it to be this big giant thing that then you have to put on and trim, and especially those of us with a very strong C curve, decals are really, really hard. So you don't want them to be too big because then you can't get them down into the edges. So that's that. Did I cover everything? I think I did. And then we included instructions for how to do things and tips. So anyway, I absolutely love this. And the really exciting thing is it's 40% off. So we have a little bit extra in the warehouse, and we would like those to be in new homes. So that's why we have this. And see, look, it folds up really nicely. You don't want to squish it and folds, but it rolls up. You can do whatever you want to it. Stuff it in a drawer, and it's gonna just open up perfect. So okay, let me answer a couple of questions, because y'all have been, you've been chit-chatting. So let me go back. Let me find where the beginnings were. Okay, I've read that your oil helps with eczema, but does your oil help smoothing out wrinkles caused by eczema? Yeah, it really does. At least it does for my son. And Dane is he's my third child, middle boy, and he has really, really, really dry skin. And so what his dermatologist said was, okay, his body does not create an appropriate moisture barrier with body oil. And so he said, well, have him soak in a bathtub for 10 minutes in warm water, not hot, but warm water, and then get out and pat yourself dry and slather on this really thick cream that made him feel slimy and sticky and hot all day. And he just hated it. And so he stopped the routine and was just like, I'm gonna just put up with this, Mom, because I can't take it. And so it was about that time that I was developing the oil, creating the recipe, and I was like, you know what? When I realized that jojoba, and when it's blended with our other oils, that it actually penetrates into the skin and it relieves his eczema symptoms. And it was like putting two and two together, because when his dermatologist said doesn't have enough of a moisture barrier. Well, moisture in terms of the skin is not water, it's actually oil. And that's why we have body oil, and it is actually to protect our skin and keep all of the pathogens that are floating around in the air from irritating our skin. Well, if you don't have enough body oil, what's going to happen? Those floating around pathogens are going to get into your skin, irritate it. Psoriasis is a different thing, but for eczema, I've found that the oil just helps him, and he'll get really scaly patches on his eyes, and it just makes me hurt. And then he has areas on his neck And so, yes, it definitely, when it gets all red and inflamed, it's wrinkly, it's painful, he's constantly scratching. And so, when he's using it regularly, all of that smooths out, the redness goes away, and he stops scratching. But he's got to do it regularly, and trying to convince a 13-year-old boy, he's getting it. He's getting there. So, somebody says she loves her Miracle Mat. Love the Miracle Mat. What recommendations do you have for nail or fingernail biters? I'm excited to try the oil and the mat. Great question. We have had a lot of customers go from very bad nail biters to having nails longer than mine, which is very, very exciting, and it's just so cool. Again, to be able to go back and be like, you get to choose. Anyway, sorry, somebody just called in. Please don't. And you know what? I bet you it's one of those, you've won something at a hotel, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fingernail biters. We have had many customers who have been able to replace that biting and picking habit. You replace it with something that's more positive. So rather than having, we all have these weird bad habits. I am a very, very bad skin picker. I've never bit my nails, but boy, I have made myself infected and bleed at picking at the skin. So we actually did a test group recently, and the response and the results that people are having is fantastic. It takes about 3 weeks for biters to really start to go, oh, I'm really starting to see that growth, especially if they've chomped way back. So there is a support group that we have created. So I can't remember because we had it as a closed private group, and I think it's been opened. I think I'll talk about that on the next live, which is tomorrow. Anyway, so yeah, and you might be able to find it if you just search for Bliss Kiss on Facebook. It might show up. And we also have another group that is for psoriasis and eczema and anybody who's just suffering. There's a couple of other bigger named skin disorders, and people have had really great results. It's so exciting, especially when people have said, I have tried medications, creams, all of these things for 10, 15, 20 years, and nothing has worked like this. It's like, oh my gosh. So it makes my job really satisfying. Amanda says, I finally did the mini hydration a couple weeks ago. The first time it didn't relax my C curve, but the second time I left the gloves on longer and it did. How often do you do it? I do it weekly. So basically, whenever between manicures, I will do at least a 2-hour to potentially overnight, depending on what's happening with my life. And so what what Amanda's talking about is the overnight hydration treatment, and you can find the instructions on my website at nailcarehq.com. And you'll also find about 80 other articles that will just keep you busy for a long time. But yeah, I've been writing for a long time, and there's lots and lots of good information, because my objective was I wanted you to be able to find a place that has truthful information. And so there we go. Shalbell Nails loves the Miracle Mat. You got a pink stain on it. Not a huge deal, but if there's a way to get rid of it, do I know how? Again, not a must, but if possible. Not the mat's fault, it was the polish. And yes, this was when I was creating it, I had a polish that turned my nails bright, like stunningly bright purple. And so I used that polish actually as a tester for the mat. And it turns out that gel bleach. So get the one that's thick, and you just sort of squirt that on and let it sit over the stain. Try a couple hours all the way to overnight, and the stain goes away. So very nice. Somebody, Modern Squid. I wish I had them out a few weeks ago when I spilled neon green nail polish on my carpet. Oh, especially if your carpet was white. Maria says, I have a question. I recently got acrylic nails, but I still want to take care of my cuticles. Your oil is mainly for nails, or can I still use it on my cuticles to help keep them healthy? Yes, yes. That's the amazing thing, is that as an added bonus, especially because of the eczema and the psoriasis and everything, it makes your skin, it as long as you're using it, eliminates all those hangnails. It keeps the calluses that you get on the edges. It keeps those soft, so I will bite at those. Anyway, so yes. And as for those of you who do have acrylic or gel, rubbing it into the product actually helps. It does soak into the top surface of the acrylic or gel, because nothing is solid. Nothing on the planet is solid. It all has microscopic gaps. And so the oil does penetrate into that top surface, and it keeps the product from drying out as fast and cracking. So you'll get longer wear out of your product. Roaring Tiger. I remember I spilled nail polish remover on our dining table. It was wood, and to this day it still has the stain. My daughter did the same thing to our dining table. Somebody says my laptop and coffee table both have acetone stains. You know, acetone is it's a necessary evil. But you know, yeah, if you're gonna dissolve polish, you're gonna dissolve other things that it touches too. So okay. Hello. Autumn, my nails are growing, but they still start to peel off by the fifth day. They aren't long enough to put polish on the back, even though I try. Would the change after my nails get longer? Okay, if you're wearing just polish, so if you think about it, we get tip wear. So as we're scratching, grabbing things, that polish on the tip wears off. So then water can get in there, and so for a lot of people, I recommend, especially if you have this problem that seems to show up a lot, then for sure you want to wrap top coat completely around as much as possible, but for sure capping the tips. So there's a difference between capping the tip is just running that brush along the side of along the tip, but wrapping them is to wrap the base coat and top coat all the way to the underside to your fingertip. And so for those of us with longer tips, definitely need to do that, because then that stops the water penetration that goes up through, and it breaks the polish to nail bond. So you definitely want to wrap. But if you can't, then what you want to do is, like, every couple of days, just apply a new layer of top coat, making sure you get it on those tips, and then that will help prevent that peeling. Okay. Laura, my order is ready. Just need to know if you sell the gloves. If not, what kind do I buy? What product of yours do I buy for overnight treatments? You can just use, helicopter over. We are actually working on putting together we're working on putting together a all-in-one beginner's kit of like all of the things that you need. And so we will include nitrile gloves in there. I'm testing some different ones because of course I want them to be not blue and not purple. But you basically just any nitrile gloves that you can, I think they have them all at the grocery stores now, because a lot of people use them when they're doing kitchen preparation for me, I always use them if I'm dealing with meat, because that, you know, the grease and the oil gets under my nails and it's a lot harder to clean out. I mean, you gotta have the nail brush and the soap and all of that stuff, and then I'm sticky and slimy, and anyway, so yes, I do that. And so that's, yeah, for the overnight treatment, nitrile gloves. If you use cotton gloves, it's going to soak up the oil and your lotion stick. So I don't use cotton gloves because I don't feel that you get actually that penetration. Because what makes the overnight hydration treatment work so well is that body heat warms up the oil, and warm oil penetrates even faster. And warm acetone, don't use the microwave, but warm acetone dissolves faster, dissolves your polish faster too. So that leads me into another product, which I love, 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 love. Oh my God, you guys, these are life-changing. So our soak and swipe clips. And so what you do is you take a piece of cotton and you put it on your nail. You're gonna soak it in acetone, like dripping kind of soak. Protect your skin with any inexpensive kitchen oil. So just brush that on all of your skin. So that what that does is it makes it so that the acetone has to work at dissolving all of this extra oil rather than sucking the oil out of your skin. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to take a piece of cotton dripping with acetone, you're going to put it on, and then you're going to apply this clip and press. And I do have videos, and I'm going to be publishing some more videos on. And oh, so I have a tutorial of how to use these over on our channel on YouTube, which is youtube.com /C as in channel /Bliss Kiss. And so you're going to put these clips on, do this. So I start with my pinky, and by the time I get to my thumb, what I will do is let it soak for about 15 to 30 seconds, really not that long, especially if you are just using regular polish. If you have glitter or gel, that's going to take longer. Glitter usually takes about 3 minutes of soaking. But what you're going to do is once you're done, take another little piece of cotton soaked in acetone, you pull it off, you swipe. It helps if I have it on the right one. Pull it off, swipe, pull it off, swipe, and literally your whole hand is done that fast. Life changing. So those are on sale too. Bliss Kiss fans. It's so cool that somebody started a fan account. I ordered my 4-ounce bottle of oil yesterday, and I've never been so excited for the mail to come. No, I'm so excited for all of you guys. We are packing as fast as we can. How did you start up the company? How did you find someone to make the products? That is an excellent question. And it leads me to something that I think is really, really, really important about our company. Everything that we manufacture. So some of the things like these, they are manufactured in China. Our mat is manufactured in China, but that's because I couldn't find anybody here to do it. But everything that we make, the oil, the lotion stick, those things, oh, and our Simply Peel, our best-selling product, they are all made in the United States. In fact, they're made at our warehouse in Olympia, Washington. And so I'm really, really, really proud of that, because I'm finding out, especially with, you guys, okay, it makes my brain hurt, and it makes me really, really sad. I have discovered that one of the companies that makes latex has, one, the product is made in China, but two, they have taken my entire instruction little brochure, and they've copied it almost word for word. And it's like, I know that there is, we have this pie. Everybody thinks, oh, there is a pie of products, a niche, as we call it, that there are only so many people that can be part of this pie in terms of competitors. And I don't believe that. I believe just make the pie bigger, because there's way more people on this planet than we could actually make products for. So that's fine. I fully support competition. It makes us all better. It makes us create better products. It helps us serve you guys better, so that you have products that you are proud of owning, and that are going to last. And for us, it's very important that you also get the best customer service. Um, so that being said, our latex, the manufacturer is in the United States, and then we also then add the glitter, so it's manufactured. It's finishing being manufactured at our warehouse, and so for all of those things, we make them. We started in our kitchen. As we started to grow, and Corey and I couldn't fill the product quick enough, then our children got they got 30 minutes of business work put on their chore list, and so they helped us out significantly for a couple of years, and they were able to keep up with the volume. And then all of a sudden it started to really explode, and we're like, okay, we need to move to a warehouse. So we have a 2,000 square foot warehouse, and we started hiring team members, and we have a phenomenal team. I'm just so proud of them, especially during the sale, because everybody jumps in. In fact, yesterday, oh my gosh, you guys, I was packing, Corey was packing. We haven't been at the packing station for well over a year. That's how awesome our team is. And we were like, what do we do? Where is everything? But it took us about 10-15 minutes to get in the groove, and it's all good. So you guys know that some of you, if you get a package and it's got this big A and S squiggly, I do it all in one thing. That's me. I packed it. So there you go. Hope that helps. Total nail nerd. So cute. Somebody says, although I don't stamp, you're making me regret not ordering the mat. And it's, you know what? That's what's cool about it, is that I wanted something, and I always do this. Our mission is to create life-changing products with an exceptional customer experience. And so for me, that's very important. And I wanted the mat to protect my work surface. That was the number one thing. So I'm like you guys. I get polished all over the place, and acetone. We're human. So anyway, that's, yeah. But who was it that said it? For me, it works. You don't need to you do not have to be a stamper in order to get the mat. It has all kinds of cool things. And the other thing is that there's other techniques that people are doing on the mat, like drag marbles, and they're making decals that then you apply to your nails. So, and some people who, like me, I cannot hand paint in detail anymore. I used to be able to when I was younger and had steadier hands, but I can't paint lots and lots of detail on my nails anymore. So it's super exciting and fun to be able to do that hand painting on a flat surface. And if you screw up, you haven't screwed up your manicure. And so you can do 10 different samples and go, these are the 2 that I like. So that's what I love about it. And people are figuring out more and more stuff to do. In fact, there's a new nail art technique called fluid nail art. And it's being done on the mat. And it's really exciting because it looks so cool. It's going to be as popular as water marbling, but a whole lot easier. So, oh, by the way, people have been, and myself included, we've done water marbles that then you let dry and turn into decals, but we've done them in the create and contain circles. They're so cool. They're so cool. Okay, so the mat's still going to be on sale for till next Tuesday. In fact, that's what often happens is some people order some things, especially they'll like try one pen at the beginning, they'll order that, and then by the time they get their order, of course they fall in love with it within 24 hours, and they're like, okay, now I'm ready to buy a dropper bottle and 3 more pens or a bigger bottle, especially if for people who have eczema and psoriasis. So, or just dry skin. You know, when I come out of the shower and I've lathered up, I don't always, but lathered everything up, scrubbed all that dry skin off, then my skin feels dry. And so I love putting the oil everywhere. Okay. Jules says, Oh, she was answering somebody. You can apply it as often as you need. Yep, yep, yep. Can you use Simply Sealed on your lips? Yes, you can. That is our lotion stick, and we have it in a big deodorant size bottle. Hold please. We have it in this size bottle, and this will last you forever, because you use such a small amount. And so people, before we had come out with the lip balm, people were using it as lip balm, because it also comes in a little lip balm tube, and people were just loving it. And I was like, oh, you guys just wait, because we're working on a lip balm, and you're gonna love that even better. Because my mom is our chemist, and I said, Mom, I want a lip balm that if I put it on at night, it will still be there in the morning. So she gave me all kinds of different variations of, they call it titrations, of different amounts of things that are in the the funny thing was, I was like, Mom, I want one with lots of beeswax, because I thought that was the solution. You couldn't even get that on your lips. It was so hard and impossible. And so I acquiesced to my mother and I said, I will never give you instructions on actually how to make it anymore. So she just gives me all these great samples, and she did it. One of them made it so that it lasted all night, and it doesn't last all through the whole day. You know, it's like we talk, we lick our lips, that kind of thing. But I love it, and there's been some reviews of people with really dry, cracked, bleeding lips, and with that's healed within 3 days of regular use of our lip balm, not our lotion stick. But yeah, absolutely. In a pinch, I've used it, which is why we don't fragrance the little minis, because if you want to be able to use it as a lip balm, I want you to. So let me teach you guys real quick. So the lotion stick comes in this tube, and if you live in a really warm environment, some of the oils are going to start to soften, and they'll separate just a little bit, where you might get, and then when they solidify, they'll get, I think it's the mango butter, they'll get like little dots of, it'll just solidify harder. That doesn't mean anything. As soon as you rub it on your hands, your body heat starts to just melt it all. So anyway, what I do is I apply just to one hand, and it's just this, it's not a lot, and then I rub the backs of my hands together, because I don't like greasy palms. Other people do, but my objective is to moisturize and not leave greasy trails. And then I just rub that last little bit in, and crisp, it smells wonderful. And anyway, oh, actually this one's autumn. It smells good too. Autumn smells like it's apple pie a la mode. I did not want to smell like pumpkin, so autumn smells like that. Autumn lotion stick, for all of our seasonals, those are available for the 3 months of the season. So pink sugar is our spring, summer is our summer, autumn is our autumn, and winter is winter, obviously. Pink sugar is one of those. I didn't know what to do for spring, because I didn't want to smell like flowers or roses or anything like that. And it was actually Donna of Sweet Baby by Donna. She said, you need to do pink sugar. And I was like, but you have pink sugar. And she goes, but you don't have your oil in pink sugar. And so she told me where I could get it, and I was like, and it's a huge seller. It smells like sweet cotton candy. Too sweet for me, but oh my gosh, people love it so much. So Modern Squid says, I was a skin picker before I started using your oil. Yay. Yes, you can use the oils on your face. I do every night if I can remember, especially for these fine lines that are right here. So yes, when we have enough body oil in our skin, it plumps up those dry wrinkles. So have you ever noticed that people who live in very, very, very dry environments, they've got a lot of wrinkles, and it's just because the weather is brutal to our skin. Somebody says when you got a stain on his mat, hers, I don't know. It says the nail men, so I'm gonna assume maybe male. When you got a stain on the mat, just kept applying clear nail polish over it and then removed it and repeated, and the stain was completely gone. Wow. And you know what? My daughter just figured out something because she's not into nails, and so I was teaching her for the first time how to remove her cuticle properly, and the cuticle is the dead skin that's on your nail plate. And so she's 19, you guys. She has access to, like, she has since for the last 5 years has had access to hundreds of bottles of polish, and she couldn't care less. But now all of a sudden she does, and so she had never removed her cuticle. And so she had just put on a bright blue, had not used base coat or top coat, and so she was taking that off, and of course it turned her nails a lovely shade of blue. But in the process of using cuticle remover to remove that cuticle, it got the blue out of her nails, and then they were just fine. So this is my favorite one because it's a gel and it's easier to not get it on your skin. So Sally Hansen comes, it's blue. Love, love, love that. Shell Bells now says thanks for your videos and Q&A. Oh, and Modern said, you're welcome. And Modern Squid says it was a white carpet that I think green. Oh. Natasha says my daughter has stretch marks, but she only weighs about 15 pounds. She has them on the back of her knees, by her cute rear end, and the side of her chest. Would your lotion stick work for stretch marks? I don't know if it does. And stretch marks happen when you grow too fast. So since she's only 115 pounds, my guess is that she did a growth spurt that made everything stretch way too fast, and so her body wasn't able to adjust. And so this is why we get them when we're pregnant, because everything is growing so fast, especially if we crave a lot of hamburgers and pizza and fried chicken like I did when I was pregnant. I gained 70 pounds with each one. Oh my gosh. So I have stretch marks galore. I haven't used the lotion stick or our oil for stretch marks. I'm not sure that it would really help. Of course, it would plump up the skin a little bit temporarily. But basically what's happened is all those connective layers underneath, and I'm pretty sure it might be some of the fascia, has kind of torn and pulled away. And so then you've got this thin layer of skin. That's why when you can push on them, it almost feels like there's a groove in there. So, and you just can't fix that. So there we go. But you know what? That makes us human. How long does the order take to get to Europe? Okay, so Rhea, if you ordered yesterday, and it did get in the mail yesterday, I can't promise that because I don't know, but hopefully it should get in the mail today, then the shortest I've ever heard is 10 days. It's usually 2 to 3 weeks, and we've had it take up to 6 weeks. And then we've had a few packages that have gone completely to the other side of the planet from where they were supposed to go. And that is because, so just so you guys know, at the postal sorting room, you know those laundry hampers that have like a PVC type of frame or a metal frame, and then it's just a canvas bag that sits in top? Well, there's this whole grid of these canvas bags with a little tag that says what country it is. And literally, these postal workers, they just chuck the packages, just throw them. And if they miss, one that's supposed to go to Europe has gone to Australia or South Africa. And it's like, oh my gosh, really? And the thing that drives me nuts is, why, if it ends up in South Africa, why can't they send it to Ireland where it was supposed to go? I don't know. Has to come all the way back to the United States, usually is in New York, and then it goes to Ireland, which, anyway, I can't help the Postal Service. So, Rhea, it should take 2 or 3 weeks. Cross our fingers. Do you get a tracking? I don't think I don't think it has international tracking. So, and I just feel like we're gonna run out of time. What was I gonna say? I lost it. It'll come back to me. Liza says, what's the right way of using oil on your nails? You just apply it very thinly. So a lot of people tend to want to put it on thick, and thick isn't, so our body, if you think about it like water, if you need to drink 3 liters of water per day, if you try and drink that all at once, your body is going to get pissed, and it won't be able to absorb it as well as you would like, and what's healthy for the body. So what is healthy? Drinking about a glass of water every hour-ish is a better way to do it, because the body absorbs things slowly. So it's the same way with the nail oil. You want to put on a tiny amount. It's like just where you barely feel slippery. So literally when I'm using a pen, I will twist 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe, and then I rub it on my nails this way. So I have to go fast. If I have plenty of time and I'm just sitting somewhere waiting, then I'll sit there and I'll paint everyone like I do with polish and go around like this. But if I'm sitting at a stoplight, I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna rub underneath, hit my thumb, which might take another couple of twists underneath, and then I'm done with that. And then I just sit there for the rest of the red light and I just rub it in. And if you rub back here where your nail matrix is, and that's where the new cells are growing, if you rub that, you increase blood flow and you make better nails. So definitely want to do that. And some people have said that it's made their nails grow faster. Well, that's because you're increasing blood flow. And one of the 3 scientifically proven ways to increase and make your nails grow faster is to move somewhere warm. And that's because you gotta have increased blood flow everywhere. So if we do that manually, then that helps. And so just do that. If I've got any too much extra, just rub it in. Use your wrists if you need to. I've gotten really good at not putting on too much. And so then it's better to reapply that every couple of hours, or right after you've used the restroom and washed your hands, apply a little bit more, and your skin will just be amazingly wonderful. Everything will be softer after if you do the 3-day hydration treatment. Retro Flowers, would you consider putting oil in small glass bottles with brushes? That is actually, we did that at the beginning, after, it was like the first thing that we did that was a bigger quantity after the pens. And so what was happening was just people were, using way too much. And so for me, I saw that as a disservice to all of you, because it was making you use too much, it was making you go through the product too fast, and it was making you leave a slime trail everywhere, which is not the objective. So I want you to, especially because you're making a really good investment, I want you to get the most out of the products. So everything takes barely anything to use, which is why they last a long time. And then also people were spilling them. They were getting a lot of toddlers who were opening them and dumping them. Somehow dogs were they were chewing through the caps, and then they were eating, literally. Dogs love to eat the oil. Cats love to lick it off of you. And so people were losing their precious bottles, and I was just like, this isn't worth it. Now granted, dogs and cats will still eat the plastic dropper bottle, but I think it's better because you can apply, like, 1 drop is enough to do 5 to 10 nails depending on how dry your skin is. 1 drop. So people call it liquid gold, and it's very, very precious. Do your clips help take off the dip powders? Yes, if they are dissolved with acetone, which I'm pretty sure they are, because basically they are an acrylic. They're just like acrylic nails. But instead of doing a liquid, mixing the liquid monomer with the powder, what you're doing is you're applying a nail glue, which is like the monomer, the liquid, and then you're dipping it in the powder. So rather than doing the mixing on a brush the way they do at a nail salon, you're just applying the wet and then dipping into the powder. So yes, they should work. Um, oh, Bliss Kiss fans. You got to tell me what your real name is, honey. How many times a day should I use the nail oil? My mom says only once a day, but I'm pretty sure I need more. At least twice. So I put it on in the morning, and then I put it on right before bed. But I usually 4 to 6 times a day is how many times. But you know what? Remember, teeny tiny little amount. So I think your mom is wanting you to preserve it, have it last for a long time because of the investment. A pen will last 2 to 6, 8 weeks, depending on how much you use it. I can't tell you because I have pens everywhere, so it takes me a while to go through 4 of them. Okay. Do. Maria, thanks for answering. You're gonna order the lotion stick. You're gonna love it. Um, yeah, I hate lotion. She says I don't like lotion on my nails. I hate lotion because their first ingredient is water. And water doesn't moisturize the skin. Remember, I was talking a little earlier, oil is what moisturizes the skin. This is why we have body oil. And this is why when you sweat, you start to feel really dry. Water does not moisturize. So I wanted an oil or a lotion stick that was going to moisturize and make my skin feel really good, not slimy and immediately rinse off when I wash my hands after using the restroom. So that's how the lotion stick came up, and that was my mother also as our chemist. So I created the oil recipe, but everything else is her magic. MCAT says literally just got your products. Awesome. Yes, they are. I purchased my nitrile gloves from Walmart. They're in the pharmacy section. Yeah. I think you can find them too at the grocery store over where the paper towels and stuff are, or the cleaning supplies. I don't know. Oh, Natasha says, how many nail polish bottles do you have? I don't know. I do know that when it's probably over 1,000 now. When I was healing from abdominal surgery, which took months, it actually took 1.5 years, but I was in bed for about 3 months. And so I was like, great time to swatch all of my polishes on little swatch sticks so I could see the color, because as we all know, the color that you see in the bottle is not the color that you actually get when you put it on your nails. And so I wanted to do that. And at that point, it was a couple of years ago, at that point, it was 800. So I've stopped counting. I just stop. Grant says, Anna pulls out the soak off clips and here we go again. Yes, it's just fun. I love them. Love the clips. Jazzer Missy loves them too. Yay. Do I have the oil pens in pink sugar? Very sensitive to scents. We do during the spring. We have all of our fragrances throughout the entire year in our 4-ounce bottle. And then there's empty pens that you can use to refill it. We've included a little pipette dropper so that you can take from the big bottle and fill up those empty pens. And then also you can order the scent samples. This is why we have them, because we want you to be able to try the fragrances. They are literally just 6 to 8 drops of the prepared oil. They are not the fragrance oil. And so it's to test on your skin too, because there's people with vitamin A allergies. And here's how to know if you have a vitamin A allergy. You get our oil and you put it on and your skin feels drier, not better, feels drier, and it starts to get red and potentially itchy. That means a vitamin A allergy, and all you need to do is contact us, and we actually do have like 5 customers that we make vitamin A free oil just for them. So I hope that helps. Have I tried the Twinkled Tea Lace Liquid Latex? No, I have not. I ordered a bunch of the other more popular ones, and maybe I should order it and see how it is. I can't remember the name of who, it's her business, but I've just been so impressed watching her. She's just created this fantastic business, and I know she puts a lot of care into her products as well. Um, why doesn't Simply Nailogical show your products like Simply Peel on her channel anymore? I think what I'm getting at, what I'm starting to see with her is because she's grown to, gosh, 3 million followers on YouTube. And I remember when she approached me like a year into our business, so that was like over 4 years ago. She wrote me and she's like, Anna, I love your products and I really want to be an affiliate. And so she signed up and she's like, I really want to know how can I maximize my website. And so so I helped her. I helped her a bunch, and so she got her website going, and really grew that. And then she started her YouTube channel and just grew insanely, especially once she realized that because she was a child actor, she's really funny. And so she started acting in her videos. It took her a little bit to get courage. And so I think I've heard that she's working on her own oil. And so she's probably, my guess, is going to be starting creating her own Simply Nailogical products, which is fantastic. I mean, that's what a great way to grow like that. And then now she has a market and that she can, a customer base that she can market her products to. So really, really, really proud of her. So, it's just, I love, love, love watching people become businesswomen and seeing businesswomen grow their business. Like Mitty Burns, she has created this great business. And I remember when she started and she sent me a free sample of all of her brushes, and I love them. And she's got the new brushes that have the pastel handles, and those are for doing all more finer detailed type of nail art. And she's got her own type of soaking things. I don't remember what she calls them, and then and those are silicones. So and then was the creator or discovered the product first of the aprons, the sticky aprons that go around. So rather, for those people who are allergic to latex, can use her products. And then she's gotten into all of these amazing shimmery products that I want. We're seeing them all over, these powders that are just amazing. So it's been fun watching her grow her business too. What base coat is good? You want a ridge filling base coat because the ridges are the most healthy part of your nails. They're the thickest part. So it's actually the grooves that we want to fill in. So that's why we want a ridge filling base coat, which is a stupid name. Can I just say that? Because it's a groove filling base coat. And so actually I am testing some for you guys right now. But I also want to test their wearability. So it's going to take me like 10 days per bottle that I got. So I'll keep you guys up to date with that, and I'll let you know which ones I like. MCAT says, amazing, and you're so nice. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Another person who oil in small glass bottles. Check this. So, oh my gosh, it's only less than 2 minutes. Okay, you guys, I'm going to be here again tomorrow if I get cut off here. But if you have any questions, feel free to email us at info@myblisskiss.com. You can go to nailcarehq.com for my articles, and then you can go to myblesskiss.com for all of our products, and those are all on sale. It's July 19th now. They'll be on sale until the 25th, and you guys have got to check that out. And then all of these lives, and I have other tutorial videos, all of them are available on YouTube. The lives, because I can save these, they take a couple weeks to get up, and all of us are packing like crazy, so James won't be editing these for the next, like, at least, well, till after the sale, so it may take him a few more weeks to get these up. But let's see if I can answer. What's my favorite scent? Okay, 37 minutes. My favorite scent is whatever is in season except for pink sugar. I love crisp, and I love all of the other ones. But of course, that's because I created them. So I had to love them before we would even sell them. So I love all of them. Okay, 16 minutes. If I go away, that's why. I will be back tomorrow, probably the same time.
Hey, it's Anna. I've written over 70 nail care articles that you can find at nailcarehq.com. And if you're looking for products that will help you have longer, stronger nails, visit myblisskiss.com. Be sure to push the subscribe button and turn on notifications to get alerted when I publish more videos. This is Anna, signing off and sending you bliss.